Hi, my name's Aaron Curry, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the chaos, the confusion, the fear that is being caused by coronavirus, but what you can do to help many other people in this economy and to help yourself and your family and friends build a financial fortress that protects you now and for generations to come. In the first video in this video series, I talked about what's happening in the markets right now today, the stock market, the property market, and what I predict and other experts are predicting are going to happen in the markets in the months and the couple of years to come. We don't have a crystal ball, but you want to go back and watch that first video. Knowledge is power. Certainty is power. You want to understand where you are, where the market is, and what's about to happen, where we're about to go. So go watch that first video. The link is somewhere below here now. Okay. But in this video, what I want to do is to talk to you about how you make sure you have the right rules in place, the right systems in place, the right structures in place, so you build that financial fortress. Warren Buffett, arguably the most successful investor of our time, Warren talks about buying when others are fearful. When others are nervous or scared, he buys. People are like, what are you doing? You need to get out. He's like, I'm getting in, because he gets it. He gets that you get better deals when others are fearful. You get a way of moving forward when others are fearful. Now, we need to do this ethically. We need to help other people. There are people out there, I covered this in the first video, people out there that are going to be in a financial mess and need your help and support. There are people out there who are going to make the decision, having been isolated for 6 or 8 weeks with their other half, that their other half isn't the right other half. There are builders out there that will be desperate to sell stocks, desperate to sell property to keep that industry going. And there are people out there that will need houses to live in. We've already got a 1 million house shortfall. So you can learn more about that again in the first video. But if Warren's saying buy when others are fearful, what you must do is buy with proven techniques that will make you bulletproof both now and in the future. What you must do is invest with proven techniques that make you bulletproof now and in the future. In my first 50 purchases, I wasn't sure what I was doing. My first 10 were a disaster. And numbers 11 to 50, I was still working my way out. I was still making mistakes. And it wasn't until I got really serious that I sat back and said, do you know what? What is it that's bringing you the success now? What are the things that you need to do every time to be a successful investor? And at that time, I went and interviewed 50 other successful property investors, people making £100,000 plus a year from property, not just a one-off year, one-off development project, but year after year after year. And I went and interviewed them, because success leaves clues. And I said, what are you doing? What are the skill sets you've got? What was your journey like? What went well? What went badly? What have you learned? And I went and interviewed those people with a passion, with an interest. And then, probably even more importantly, I went and interviewed people, intelligent, articulate people who'd fallen over along the way. For some reason, it had gone really badly wrong for them. They never set off because they were fearful, even though they had the money, the time, the experience, or they'd bought 1, 2, or 3 properties and then they'd stopped. And again, I looked at their journeys and what had gone wrong and why hadn't they made it. And here's what was fascinating. I was able to identify 10 key areas. 10 key areas that if you master them to an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10, I can almost guarantee you, as long as you take action with that as well, I can almost guarantee you that you can build yourself a financial fortress. You can build yourself safely and securely a place you can call home that protects you now, that protects you in the future, and protects you for generations to come. The scary thing is if just 1 or 2 of those skills are missing, you can have 7 or 8 of them at an 8, 9, or 10, but if just 1 or 2 are missing, here's what I can guarantee you. You're going to fall over along the way. You're not going to make it. So wouldn't it be useful to know what these 10 key areas are? And I call these 10 key areas, by the way, my safe, secure portfolio plan. Because you want to do this safely. You know, there's never been a more fearful time to live on this planet. You want to do it securely, and you want to do it with a plan. And it's the portfolio that's going to bring you that fortress, the portfolio that's going to make you safe. So just before we get into that, let's just go back a little bit And let me tell you a bit about my backstory. You see, back at the beginning, back in the year 2000, I didn't know any of this stuff. So when I started my investing journey, I've got 200 properties now, but when I started this journey, I was falling over all the time. And right at the start of my journey began when I was working as a mortgage broker. I'd left my graduate trainee job with Marks and Spencer's, which had been phenomenal, 5-6 years of great learning, promotion every year. But I left that and I set up as a self-employed mortgage broker. And in my first 6 months, I made just £2,000. Okay? My debts were getting bigger. I didn't have a clue back then what an asset was. My life wasn't improving, having gone self-employed. It was getting worse. It wasn't a great place to be. And Warren, who was the owner of the business that I was kind of connected with, Warren came and sat with me and said, look, Aaron, you've got to get more resourceful. There's no such thing as a lack of resource. There's a lack of resourcefulness. You're not being resourceful enough. You need to go master this, Aaron, for you. You need to go master this for your family. Master this for our clients and the people that we love. And I didn't have a clue what he meant, but he said, Aaron, have you read that book I sent you? The book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Have you read it? And I didn't have a clue what he meant. And I went and read this book. And having read the book, it talked about assets. It talked about buying property. So I went back to Warren. He was like my rich dad. I went back to him and said, Warren, what am I supposed to do now? You're saying buy assets. I've only got £2,000 in the last 6 months. How can I possibly buy assets? He said, Aaron, you didn't listen to me before. You've got to get resourceful. You're not being resourceful. There's no such thing as a lack of resources. There's a lack of resourcefulness. So I'm sat there thinking, wow, I'm getting what he says logically. I've got to get resourceful, but how the heck do I do this? And I struggled with that. I struggled for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, just like you might do. If I come and say to you, get resourceful, you're like, what the heck do you mean? I don't have any money. I'm panicking about money right now, and you're talking to me about getting money? I'm saying, yes, I am. When others are fearful, you can go help other people. If you learn this skill set, by the way, you can teach it to them and help them. You can help the people that are struggling, that don't want to learn it, but just want a path out. You can help the people that do want to learn it and you can teach it on, and you can help you and your family build this financial fortress. So I'm like, right, I've got to get resourceful. Warren's told me to get resourceful, but I don't have the money. But I can learn about property. So where am I going to get the money? And suddenly I have this idea. I'm like, Mark's my next door neighbour at the time. I don't know Mark well. I know him over the fence. But I'd done his mortgage a few months ago. And when I did his mortgage, we did a fact find, and I found out all about his personal situation. I'm like, Mark's got money. I remember on the fact find, he's got money. And you literally found me jumping the fence to the next door neighbour's driveway, knocking on his door. It's autumn, it's dark outside, it's raining, and there's this guy, me, salivating on his doorstep, 9 o'clock at night, looking crazed. And he comes to the door and I'm like, Mark, you've got money, I've got time, let's build a property portfolio, I've read a book, we'll be great. Was that a good pitch to get his money? No, I was rubbish at it, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But he decided to get in. It took about 3 weeks, but he decides to get in. So he puts the money in. Probably crazy at the time, but he puts the money in, I put the time in. Neither of us have the experience now. Neither of us know what we're doing. Neither of us have these proven rules. So therefore, our first 10 properties are a disaster. We're losing money. We're losing sometimes hundreds of pounds. We're losing sometimes thousands of pounds. A couple of times tens of thousands of pounds. And it's his money I'm losing, not mine. I'm putting the time and effort in, but it's his money that I'm losing. And it's only when I commit to mastery. It's only when I start to learn the correct rules, when I start to learn from experts and model what they do, that I start to get success. So how would you like it right now if I share with you the 10 core rules that you need to master to an 8, 9 or 10? I want to share those with you right now in this video to give you a feel of how this works, and we'll do a deep dive into a couple of those rules. So first of all, let me talk to you about what I call the 5 Ps. The 5 Ps are where I chunk up, first of all, into 5 simple Ps, and then under each of those Ps are 2 subsections, which become our 10 rules. So what are the 5 Ps that you need to master to successfully invest in property? and to be able to help other people in this economy right now today, to help other people over the coming months and years ahead of us, and to help you and your family build an outstanding financial fortress. Here's what they are. The first P is P for purpose. P for purpose. What do I mean by that? You need to be clear with your property investing on why you're doing it. Too many people just gather properties almost by accident. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, and you may have done this, but you move in with a girlfriend or boyfriend and you decide to keep one of the properties that you already had. Now, that was a deliberate decision, I get that, but it was accidental that you became a landlord. That wasn't in the plan. Or you get some money together or some equity in your house and you think, do you know what, I'll use that to buy a property. But it's not part of a long-term vision or a long-term plan. It's just I've got some money, I ought to do something with it, I'll do this. So again, it was deliberate, but it's kind of by accident. It's not part of the bigger vision. So we need to have a really clear purpose. What are we in this for? What are we trying to achieve? Where are we trying to get to? The second P is P for plan. P for plan. If I want to get from here to the centre of town, which is a couple of miles away, if I have a detailed plan that says go down this road, turn right at the roundabout, next roundabout turn left, follow that road along, then take another right, then take the second right. If I have a detailed plan that takes me from here all the way there, or I only have a plan that says go out of the gate and then hope for the best, it's really clear which plan you're more likely to follow. The detailed one that gives you the step by step by step. In fact, it's really clear. I'll set off if I know how to get there. If it's go out of the gate and hope for the best, I'm not even going to set off. I'm going to be far too fearful to even go out there to take the first step. So you need a detailed plan. People go, planning's boring. I say to them, I tell you what, do the boring bit and plan now and be wealthy for the rest of your life. Maybe planning's going to be some good fun. Definitely being wealthy will be more fun. Having that financial fortress will be more fun than worrying about money. So we need to have our purpose right. We need to have a plan. What's the third P? The third P is P for payment. P for payment. Let's say you invited me to a dinner party tonight and you've got all your friends and your family there all around you. I know you can't do that in this environment right now today. But let's assume we're all allowed out again and you do that. And I come and sit with you and you've invited me back. And we're sat with everybody. We're sat there for about an hour. We get an hour in. And in front of everybody, all your friends, your family, your neighbours, I say, hey, how much are you earning? Right in front of everybody. Are you going to invite me back for dinner again? Are you going to want me back in your house again asking that personal question in front of everybody? The answer's normally no. But here's another question for you. What do you think wealthy people talk about at their dinner parties? That's right. They talk about money. They say, hey, John, what are you earning? And John goes, you wouldn't believe it. I'm making tens of thousands every month in the stock market. And you're like, wow, will you show me how? And John goes, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this. It's amazing. And I go, yeah, great, I'll do that too. And then John asks me, hey, Aaron, what are you earning? I say, you wouldn't believe it. Making thousands, tens of thousands in the property market every month. He says, wow, will you show me how? I say, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this is how it works. And guess what? The wealthy people get wealthier because they're talking about money. Here's the challenge. If you're like me, this is me now, but back then, back when I started out, I was brought up by a mother who, if a nice expensive car went past, she'd turn to me, 7, 8, 9 years old, she'd say, idiot. And I'd be like, Mummy, what do you mean? She'd say, what an idiot. They've spent 30, 40,000 on a car. She worked for a homeless charity. She was like, that could have fed 4 families for the next 4 years and given them a home. And they've wasted it on a car. I was taught that striving for more money was not a good thing. Uncle Peter came, turned up on our driveway, and he'd got a new job and a new car. And I was like, Uncle Peter, that's amazing. What do you get paid for your new job? I got a clip round the ear. You don't ask about money. That's rude. And you probably are in the same situation. You probably were brought up in the same way. If we're going to want to have a financial fortress, if we're going to want to look after us and our families, we have to learn about money. We have to get comfortable talking about money. Right now, all you hear on the news is about money. And people are literally dying. We're in a terrible, terrible place. You will have people you are concerned about worried about, you may have people in your family that are ill. And this is a totally terrible place to be. But more of the news is not about the people that are dying, it's about the financial stimulus that's needed. It's about making sure the economy keeps flowing. That's what people are talking about right now. I would rather that you had a financial fortress so you could just focus on those people that are ill, that you could just focus on those people that need help. You could just go out and help whoever needs helping, not worrying about money. You know, if this comes back in 3 or 5 years, or a new strain of it, and it comes back in 10 years' time, or if pensions don't exist in the future, you need to be safe. To get financially safe so you can then love and give back more, you need to make sure you've got that fortress. You need to get comfortable with P for payment. You need to get comfortable talking about money, sharing stories about money, and learning about money. What's the fourth P? The fourth P is P for purchase. Okay? When you buy a house, for most people, the houses that you have bought or spent your time in are homes. When you're buying a home for you and your family, which part of the body are you thinking with? That's right, it's the heart. It's a heart decision. When I bought this home that I'm in now, I'll pay over the odds to get the right house. I want my family to feel safe. You'll be the same. You want your family to feel safe. You want them to be able to nest there. You want them to feel there's a good local school, a good local community. It's a nice, safe, secure area. It's a heart decision. You'll pay over the odds. If you're a property investor, which part of the body should you be thinking of, thinking with? It's a head decision. It's an investment decision. You're worried about what discount am I getting? You're worried about, is there high demand? It's a numbers. What's the discount? What's the demand? What's the cash flow going to be that I'm going to get from this property? What's the capital growth going to be like? What's that going to look like? It's all a numbers decision. I don't care if I want to live there or not. If 20 other people want to live there, it could be a great investment property if it meets all the other rules. More on that later in the video series. But if it's not, if only 2 people want to live there, I'm going to run a mile because it's not going to rent easily. It's not going to rent well. So we need to understand purchase. Final P, P for profit. P for profit. This is all about making sure that when you invest your money, your hard-earned money, the money that you've worked really hard to save, or the equity you've got in your house that you've worked hard, or a lot of years has created that equity, and you want to do something with it. In equity, by the way, it's earning you nothing. In savings, it's earning you 1% a year if you're lucky, and with the rate drops right now, it's earning you nothing in that savings account. Nothing. So that money you've worked so hard for is earning you absolutely nothing in this current economy. Okay? Profit is about getting multiple returns. What I'm teaching you on this video, I could have just sat with somebody. I could have sat with my friend Joanna and just said, Joanna, let me teach you this stuff. And she learns this stuff, and she has a great day, and I have a great day, but I've taught one person. Or I can do a video like this, and tens of thousands of people can watch it, just like you. And I help tens of thousands of people at the same time. Same effort put in, but tens of thousands return. What kind of returns are you getting on your money? Are you getting 1-for-1 returns, or are you getting 1 to tens of thousands? 1 to many returns on your money? On my safe, secure, rainy day money, I earn 8% per annum. That's my safe, secure, rainy day. I earn 8% per annum. So you can imagine on my invested money, when I invest in the property market, I earn a lot more. And I want you to be able to do the same with that rainy day money and with that invested money. It's got to be profitable. It's got to help other people. The more people you serve, the more people you help. That's a great thing. And the more value you add, then the more profit there can be for you. So there are 5 Ps. And when we put that all together, we call that the safe, secure portfolio plan. No investment is risk-free. You want to make sure you're getting the best possible return with the least possible risk. If someone tells you an investment is risk-free, that's crazy. It's not true. But you want the least possible risk for the best possible return. And you do that by having really strict rules in place. People like Warren Buffett, people like Bill Gates, people like Richard Branson, they all have strict rules in place. Whatever you think of them as human beings, they're financially doing well. But they have really strict rules about what they will do and what they won't do. And you need those rules in your financial world too. So let's dive in now and show you the detail that sits under each of these P's. Let's show you some of the detail of what the two subsections of each one are and the 10 areas. Okay, so you'll see on the image that I've put up in front of you now that we have the 5 P's around the edge: purpose, plan, payment, purchase, profit. So if I click the clicker now, you'll see that under purpose we have the clear vision creator and the confident investment formula. Under plan, we have simple selection system and expert team creator. Under payment, we have the proven profit multiplier and the pay-to-play principles. Under purchase, we have stress-free letting system and the powerful purchase plan. And under profit, we have the personal profit producer and the time-tested tax toolkit. When I teach these 10 key areas in my Property Mentorship Academy, there literally is about 15 days worth of content. So I can't possibly, in the next 20 minutes that we've got left together, teach you all the detail all at once right now today. But the good news is this is only the second video in the video series and there's more to come. But for now, what I can do is do 2 other things. I'm going to give you a free report that comes with this video. So if you look somewhere around this video, you'll see a link where you can claim a free report. And that report will give you this framework and will give you some of the detail that goes within it that I'm teaching within this video. So you want to grab that now so you've got that free report for you to keep, or grab it when you finish watching this video. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is dive into those top 2 subsections. We're going to dive in and look at the clear vision creator and the confident investment formula. Now, it's a lot easier to teach this with a flip chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to my kitchen area where I've got the flip chart set up, and we'll dive in and I'll teach you these 2 key areas in quite a lot more detail. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Hi again. Right, let's dive now into the clear vision creator, that first part of purpose. Okay, let's imagine that you, me, and 100 people all wanted to look for our financial freedom, our pot of gold, as you were. 500 years ago, you'd put your stick over your back with your possessions on the end of it, and you'd set off looking for your pot of gold. So let's imagine this morning we all met up, and I know we can't come out of our houses right now, but we all met up, and we went and met up, let's say, in Newcastle. So drawing is not one of the skills that I have mastered. So let's imagine that this is England and Wales, and Scotland's up here, and we go all meet up in Newcastle here. Now, our pot of gold, we don't know where it is, but let's assume that our pot of gold was down here in Brighton. Okay. Now, let's imagine we're in a room, there's 100 people sat in it, and the people sat on the right-hand side, they all decide to set off east. They're all going east to look for their pot of gold. Now, if they set off from Newcastle going east, at best, they're going to get wet. In reality, they're probably going to drown. They're not going to find their financial freedom in a pot of gold. The people on the left-hand side are feeling cool. They're thinking, oh, good, we're not drowned. They set off west, different versions of west. It just takes longer for them to get wet and longer for them to then drown. Now let's imagine by perfect chance, Paula sets off in the perfect direction. She's one of the 100 of us, and she sets off in the perfect direction, heading straight towards Brighton. And if I said, who wants to be Paula right now financially, all 100 hands would go up. Everybody would want to be Paula. But wouldn't you agree with me that in life we hit bumps in the road? We're hitting a massive one right now, aren't we? Wouldn't you agree with me, in life we get diversions, we get deviated from our original plan? Does that happen? You'd agree that yes. So Paula set off in exactly the perfect direction to get to her pot of gold. She's going down the A1 from Newcastle, but then she gets diverted and she has to turn off along the M18. Now, if Paula doesn't know where she was originally going, she'd keep going along the M18. She'd have a lovely picturesque drive through Wales, and she ends up joining everybody else in the sea and now drowning. However, if Paula did know where she was going, if she knew exactly what she was trying to achieve, what would she do? What would she do here? That's right, she'd adjust. Then she gets diverted again. She adjusts. She hits a bump in the road. She adjusts. If you do not know where you are going, you have no chance of getting there. If you don't have a really clear vision, and I don't just mean I want £30,000 a year or £60,000 a year, what will you do with that money? What will your life look like? If you don't have a totally clear picture that says, my goal's £60,000 a year, and I work 10 hours a week doing the work that I still love, and the rest of the time I spend in the spa, or I spend on holiday, or I spend with my kids, and I spend giving back, or whatever the picture is for you, if you don't have a really clear vision of what that looks like, you have no chance of getting there. None whatsoever. Let me help to kind of hammer this point home. Let's imagine, what I'd like you to think about is an area in your life right now that's going really, really well. It might be business or finance. It might be your relationship with your intimate other. It might be your relationship with your friends and family. It might be health or fitness. Think of an area going really well right now. And I'm speaking to, a few hundred or a few thousand of you, and I can almost guarantee every single one of you has all picked different things. But in that area, I can also guarantee you'll have a clear vision of what outstanding or great looks like. Isn't that true? Now think of an area in your life that isn't going well. Relationship with intimate other, relationship with family and friends, business, finance, health, fitness. Think of an area not going well. And I can almost guarantee you in that area, you don't have a clear vision of what outstanding or great looks like. Isn't that interesting? So here we need to know, if you want to be successful in any area of your life, I know you're here for property, but I'm talking about whatever area you just mentioned. If you want to be successful, get a clear vision. The subconscious brain, 30,000 times more powerful than your conscious brain. It's your subconscious brain that makes your heart beat. You've been listening to me for half an hour, your heart's been beating, you haven't even thought to make it beat. Whilst you've been listening to me, your skin has been growing. You haven't even thought about your skin, but now you can feel it, can't you? It's growing. That skin's growing with your subconscious brain. It's unbelievably powerful. Give it a chance to help you. If you get clear on your vision, clear on where you want to get to, this has got far more chance of helping you get there. I'm sure that is now making sense to you. So I could teach this for a whole day, but as a start for 10, there's an exercise for you when you put this video down. Go get a clear vision. Go write, what does it mean? What's the number that you need? But also, what will you do with your life and how will your life look? Let's dive next into the confident investment formula. Let's think a little bit about that, the second part of purpose. And this is my favorite area, by the way. 80% of what we do in life is about this, the mindset. 20% is the what we do. 80% is this. We have to get some shifts up here. The decisions you've made in life so far, wouldn't you agree, have got you to where you are so far? If you want to get somewhere different, you need to make a different set of decisions to the ones that you've made so far. Does that make sense? So we need to think differently. We need to think in a new way. So I want to help you. Let's dive in and just pick out one of these pieces. I know which one we'll use. I'm going to talk to you about 3 different ways of thinking and ways of being. And you'll be all of these at different times during your life, but you'll mainly be one of them. Okay? So let's work with the first one. Let's imagine today that we all went and we decided to learn to play golf. If you're not into sport, think of a hobby or think of any other sport if you're not into, but we go to learn this new skill. And I'm going to use golf for now. So we go and learn to play golf. When we first take up the learning, in the beginning, it's a steep curve, isn't it? We're learning, we're growing, we're learning, we're growing, we're learning, we're growing. You put that golf ball down, you swing that club at the golf ball, and as long as you connect, the first few swings you might not even connect, but once you connect, it's going to travel because it's designed to travel. So it might go 40, 50, 60 yards. But as you're learning and growing, we get to maybe 100 yards, 120, 130 yards. And now you're able to hit it 130 yards. It goes off to the left, it goes off to the right. It doesn't quite land where you want it to land. But you're able to hit it 130 yards. But it's not going any further and it's not going any straighter, whatever you seem to do. And you've reached what I call a plateau. A plateau. Now, by the way, in this learning and growing phase, you might have also gone and bought some golf clubs, which feels pretty nice. And you've invested in some golf kit. And you may even have gone and joined a golf club and you're meeting new people that you've never met before, speaking about new things that you've not spoken about before. Learning, growing. But again, that becomes samey. You've reached a plateau. You might be 3, 6, 9 months in, you've reached this plateau. Now, the first type of person that I'm going to describe is what I would call a dabbler. A dabbler, okay? Now, what does a dabbler do? A dabbler reaches this plateau and goes, oh, golf, that's a stupid game. I don't have 5 hours every Saturday and 5 hours every Sunday to play it. Besides, it's winter and it's raining outside. It's miserable. I get blisters on my feet when I play it. I'm going to quit playing golf and I'll go play something else instead. So the dabbler quits the golf and they might go take up tennis. And what happens when they first take up tennis? They take up tennis and they start learning and growing. They learn how to hit a serve better. They learn how to put topspin on their forehand. Maybe hit the backhand back every once in a while. They're learning, they're growing. They might go buy some new tennis kit. They might go get a new tennis racket. Even join the tennis club and meet some new people. Learn, grow. 3, 6, 9 months. But what happens? They reach another plateau. They're like, man, another plateau. And they're a dabbler. So what do? They go, oh, tennis, it's a stupid game. Besides, I don't look good in white without a tan. Besides, I don't enjoy playing this game. I don't have Tuesday evenings free. I'd rather be at home or there's a different club to go to. I know I'm going to give up tennis and I'll go to the gym. And there's loads of dabblers there, isn't there, in January and February? Loads of dabblers. Now, what I'd like to ask you to think about is, have you either in the past or now have been or are sometimes a dabbler? You know, if you're in an event room now, I'd say raise your hand if that's the case. And you'd look around and virtually every single hand would go up. Either in the past or now, have been or are sometimes a dabbler. So what results do dabblers get? When I'm talking about long-term outstanding success, does a dabbler get outstanding long-term success or very little long-term success? That's right, very little. Dabbling doesn't lead to long-term success. But here's the challenge. Can dabbling be fun? Can it be fun trying lots of new things out? My second oldest son, Josh, he is 20 now. But when he was about 17 years old, 16, he was a dabbler in love. He'd ring me up, he'd say, Dad, we're going out for dinner this weekend as a family. Can I bring my new girlfriend? We'd say, great, yeah, bring her along. And we'd get to meet her, and it was lovely to meet her. 4 or 5 weeks later, we'd be going ice skating as a family. Dad, can I bring my new girlfriend along? Can I bring her along? We'd say, yeah, we'd love to meet her again. And we'd turn up to ice skating, new girlfriend. 3, 4, 5 weeks later, we'd be going out for dinner again or Sunday lunch. Dad, can I bring the girlfriend along? Of course, bring her along. And we'd turn up for Sunday lunch, another new girlfriend. Third girlfriend in a few weeks. He was a dabbler in love. Now, here's the thing. Was Josh having fun? Was dabbling fun for him? Hell yes. He was having a great time meeting all these new people, new experiences. Was it going to lead to long-term outstanding love? Never. Never. Okay? So dabbling can be fun. We're taking the short-term benefit and sacrificing the long-term benefit. You're looking after your immediate self, but not ever your future self when you dabble. Let's look at the next type of person, okay? And people that watch my videos like this, generally, you live in this second camp. This is the place you live. And up until about 8, 9, 10 years ago, this is where I lived. So the second type of person, they take up golf. They're learning, they're growing, they reach a plateau. Now, I'm going to call this type of person a stressor. I don't even know if that's a word, so forgive me if it's not, but they're a stressor. So what does a stressor do when they hit a plateau? A stressor goes, that person can play golf, that person can play golf, I must be able to do it. So they're down at the driving range every night, they're trying, there's blisters on their hands, they're still trying, they're out there every Saturday, every Sunday, they're putting everything into it. They're trying. And eventually, one day, suddenly, they swing the club back, they hit the ball, it travels 110, 120, 130, 140, 160 yards, and it lands on the green, just 4 feet from the hole, and they're like, yay! Yay! They've learned to hit it further. But then what happens? They go up to put the ball, and it takes them 4 putts to get it down the hole. They're like, no! They've reached another plateau because they can't putt now. They need to learn to putt. But this is someone who gets stuff done. That's why I know people that watch my videos. You're people that get stuff done. You're people that take action. You're action takers. You want to improve your life. So this person wants to get stuff done. They're like putting everywhere. They're in the office in the lunch break, putting with a little putter. They're putting around the house at home under everybody's feet. They're putting. They're practicing every minute they can. And eventually, boom, they learn to putt. But then they reach another plateau because they can't chip it on. If they fall short of the hole, they can't chip it up onto the green. So they're trying. A stressor gets stuff done. They get stuff done. They're a great or a good husband or wife. They're good at their job. They're good at any sports they take up. They're good at any hobbies they have. They're a good human being. But their life is exhausting. Because it's all so much effort. Are you willing to admit that either in the past or now, you have been or are sometimes a stressor? And again, if I was in a room of 100 people, virtually all the hands would go up right now. So you're not on your own. You're not on your own. And this is where I lived till 8, 9, 10 years ago. So let me give you a third way. This third way I'm going to call mastery. So what does a master do? They go to learn to take up golf, and they're learning, they're growing, and they reach the same plateau as everybody else. What does a master do? A plateau? I knew I'd reach a plateau. John, you know how to play golf. If I pay, can we go out and have a round of golf together and you can show me how to get great like you? John says, of course I'll take you out. If you're paying, that's great, let's go. Another plateau. I knew I'd reach a plateau. Julieta, you play golf. You're better than me and John. If we pay, would you mind if we go out for a round of golf and you can show us how to be as good as you are? Would that be okay? She says, great, yeah, let's go. Mastery will change your life. It will change your life. And by the way, no disrespect at all to John or Julieta, but in your perfect world, you go find this person here, and you go straight there. Mastery will change your life. You're taking someone else's decades of learning something, decades of practice, and then you're learning it in days or weeks, and you're bringing it into your life right now, today. Right now, today. You know, if you get a golf trainer today, and you get better at golf, you're then going to be better at golf for the next 30 years. You learn it once, and you've got the skill forever. You don't get the golf trainer, and you stay down here, you play golf rubbish for 30 years, and all those days and nights just not being a good golfer. That's simple logic. You know, if you want to lose weight and you hang around with your 4 fat friends and all they do is eat donuts all the time, Or you hang around with 4 friends that drink green stuff and do yoga and run everywhere. It's obvious they've got some mastery that you don't have at that point in time. You're going to move in an upward direction. And people say to me things like, oh, I get this, but it's so hard to get around these people. Really? When's the last time you asked somebody and said, you're brilliant at this, I'd love to take you out for dinner and treat you and the family to dinner, will you just talk to me for half an hour about what you know? When's the last time you actually proactively went and tried to really get around these people? Okay? And people say, oh, it's too expensive to get around these people, too expensive to have a personal trainer or a coach at golf or someone to help me with property. Too expensive? Try out not doing it. 30 years of being rubbish at golf, 30 years of having a weak body and not being fit and healthy, 30 years of financially not being strong, financially not having a fortress. Mastery will change your life. If you take nothing else from my video series, you've got to take this. Put mastery into your life and it will change your life forever. Forever. Model people who are doing things brilliantly well. Don't model your friends or people around you if they're not doing things brilliantly well. Love them, care for them, but model people that are doing things brilliantly well. Okay, so we've dove here into the two pieces of purpose. As I say, there's 3-4 days worth of content in my mentorship program just with those 2 pieces. And with all the 10 pieces, there's 14-15 days worth of content. So we haven't had time to cover it in more detail right now. But the good news is there will be more videos in this video series. In the meantime, I'm going to give you some action. I want you to think about committing to mastery, number 1, action number 1. Think about that. Which areas of your life are you going to seriously commit to mastery in? And is property investing going to be one of those to get yourself that financial fortress? Number 2, clear vision creator. Go write down a plan. How much money do you need to have? And how would you spend your time? Okay, so we dove in there to purpose and the 2 subsections of that. And like I say, I could spend 3 or 4 days just teaching you in there. On my Property Mentorship Academy, where we cover all 10 areas, we can spend 14-15 days covering all of that content. But you've got a good feel of it now. You've got a feel of how this looks. Okay. Now remember, there's a free report that comes with this video. So somewhere around here, probably down below, you'll be able to click and get that free report. What I want to do is leave you with some actions, leave you to take some action from this, because you don't want to just learn passively. Success comes from learning multiplied by action. Successful people do both. They don't just learn. You get some geniuses and they get nowhere in life because they learn lots of stuff, but they don't take action. And you get some crazy people running around taking action like crazy, but they're doing the same silly mistakes again and again, and they get nowhere too. So real success is learning times action. So what I want to encourage you to do, you're stuck at home right now probably. Right now, commit to 3 actions. The first action I want you to commit to is thinking about mastery. Which areas of your life are you going to commit to mastery in right now? Is it health? And you need to go get a PT or start watching do a 5-minute abs video from the internet or something every single day. Is it health or fitness? Or is it property? How are you going to commit to mastery in property? But write down and commit to where you're going to go with that. Then clear vision creator. Remember that exercise I set you to get a really clear vision of where you're trying to get to. What's the financial number that would give you a financial fortress for life? Is that number 20,000, 100,000, 50,000? What is your number? So get that number, but more importantly, what your life looks like. How do you spend your time when you've achieved that number? Do you give back more to other people? Do you help your friends and family to get financially free too? Or do you just work because you love the work that you're doing? Or do you work and do 10 hours a week doing the stuff that you love doing and you never have to do the other 30 hours again? Just draw a picture, write it out exactly what that looks like. Okay, because then your subconscious brain can start working on it. The third action for you is just commit to being the best version of you can be. Imagine this world if all of us were just the best versions of us we could be. And one of the great things coming out of the current crisis is seeing people step up, seeing people give more, be more, do more for themselves and for others. And that's phenomenal. Can you commit to being the best version of you can be in all areas of your life, including this financial area of your life as well? So think about that too, and put some work into thinking, what changes do you need to make to be the best version of you can be? So mastery, clear vision, best version of you. Okay, so remember, commit to those actions. Make sure you take those actions, mastery, clear vision, and making sure how you're going to become the best version of you. Get the free report that's around here somewhere, and then join me look out for the invite to the next video in this series. In the next video, when I went and interviewed those 50 plus people that made £100,000 plus a year from property, year after year after year, not just one off year, out of the hundreds of property strategies out there, here's what was interesting. All of them, bar one, use one of just 5 strategies. One of just 5. Success leaves clues. Instead of learning about loads or picking the wrong one, wouldn't it be useful to learn what the 5 are and then just choose the one that suits you, that suits your resources, the money you've got or the time you've got or the experience you've got, rather than just pick a random one? So in the next video, I'm going to teach you what those 5 are, and I'm going to teach you who they suit and who they don't suit. And depending on your resources of time, money, and experience, you'll be able to choose the exact right one for you that you can use in these coming weeks and months ahead of us and these coming years ahead of us to create that financial fortress for yourself. So join me on that next video, take your actions, and in the meantime, look after you and your loved ones, and I'm wishing you all the very best in these difficult times. Invest with knowledge, invest with confidence, create financial freedom. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.